77 front, wind blowing out of that right. Any shape shot like that has a chance to run through and off the left side of the green. Really need to go in there with some sort of a hold drop against the wind, or otherwise the green tilts that way and everything kind of gravitates to that back left. Got to go with the right shape.
Grillo in the bunker. Aaron's out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like Dustin Johnson's away farther back over the green, so I'm not sure exactly who is going to go first. It looks like Dustin, as Grillo is sitting there patiently waiting for him. And Dustin was just in the first cut, but Thomas John caught a wicked flyer downwind and couldn't stop it.
Yeah, you kind of have to take your medicine. Maybe play as far short of the green as you can. Try to get it to the front of the green, but pitching back into the wind, though, I think will help him slow this down.
I think one of the things I think about links golf is that you don't think about it in the States a lot. Is missing long sometimes is a good thing. Where he actually missed long, and it's a good thing. Plenty of green to work with, and as you said, John, back into the wind.
That's a good shot there from Dustin Johnson, just off the back foot a little bit to get the strike.
Very underrated part of his game. It really improved from 10, 12 years ago to make him world number one and world-class player.
But I always think with players that are that impressive on their long game, but in the short game, Rory is another one.
Clubhouse here at Royal Liverpool. You think about all the great championships, not only 13 opens now, but 18 amateurs. The boys championships here. Some great pictures in that clubhouse. Grillo from the bunker is third.
Easy.
Oh my gosh, how close that was to being great.
You got to really look at these pin positions. They cut very close, a lot of them today.
Back in the fairway at the first, Brian Harman.
Let's see what type of shot he wants to play in here. That back left hole. Let's stay up. It's going to try. That was really close to being a good shot there for Brian.
Harman, a popular pick this week. If not to win, at least to be in the mix down the stretch come Sunday.
Yeah, good form as of late. Fighter. He embraces these conditions.
So Grillo taking a long look here as he waits. Got the putter here from off the green.
I think he's just waiting for Figallo to putt.
Sorry, Aaron. I was just thinking, that the surrounding areas here are so good, and I think you really feel like most of them you should putt them. It's really difficult to judge the bounces off the hills, and so putting is the safe option, that's for sure.
It'll be interesting to see, Thomas, as the week progresses and as we get into the weekend with the forecast, how much the guys go for the putter when it gets really wet around these greens, because we're expecting a decent amount of rain the next couple of days. But right now, it's a very nice play from off the greens.
Have you seen links greens any better than these?
They're pretty good, Terry. Very steep slope. Grillo's coming up here. And then right at the hole, it'll flatten out. That's got to go.
It does stay there at least.
Yeah, that was close to coming back to his feet.
It was, wasn't it? And now, this for par at the 4th.
A little bit of a struggle at 3, and now at 4. You have the par 5 coming up. Nice save.
He at 6, so Teggy at 4 under, 1 back.
Yeah, very unassuming player, but very much a guy that just kind of, I mean, everything just pretty straight down the middle of the fairway, pretty straight at the flag, but it's not a big game, but it's a very, very solid game.
Right along the shore and the dunes, all along there. Yesterday got tougher as the day went on. See what today brings. So underway, day 2 of the Open, the 151st edition, 13th time here at Royal Liverpool, Hoylake. Brian Harman from off the green with a putter. A lot to deal with here, though.
Yeah, Dustin Johnson was in a similar spot just a couple of groups before and putted it up there about 4 feet. So Brian looking to do the same. Big swinger up to the left. Once it gets on the green, it might try to come back to the right a little bit. He's got to get it way outside the right. Pretty well done. Out of position off the tee, with an iron in that right rough, and paid the price.
He's made a bit of a mess of that hole, Grio. We head up to Alexander Bjork. This is for birdie on the 6th hole from, got to say, an outside chance.
Or a very good chance.
Good chances.
Trouble at the first, that string of pars, and then an impressive putt here at 6. So the lead still at 5 under, but Grillo no longer there. Drops back to 3 under. Tommy Fleetwood, putter impressive. What a win it would be for him, and how the excitement will grow. The man from maybe an hour from here, Southport. Lomprecht, Georgia Tech man, amateur, so impressive off the tee. And his length here. Jordan Spieth, great win at Birkdale. At 2 under. Matsuyama, major champ. Koepka as well. The lead at 5 under, if you're in red figures, if you're under par after day 1, you feel like you're right there. You're okay.
That's exactly where you want to be. You don't really want to be anywhere else. I always think in big championships, actually getting out in front from the beginning can be quite hard. You're the center of attention. You just want to be thereabouts. Lying between 10th and 25th is a pretty good place.
Otegi from off the green at 6 for birdie.
This will be a big swinger from right to left. Down that slope, hang in there. Trying to hang in there, go.
Wow. Grillo, and
take
now
your
him.
time going up there. The wind's blowing that direction. Comfortable start. I know you would have liked to make 4 at the 5th, the par 5, but all pars going out is okay.
You go 2nd to the 8th. Just following up on what we were talking about traditionally, numbers-wise, if you believe in following the numbers, you want to be within 5 after day 1. That's been, you go back years and years at the Open, that's what's played out. The eventual winner was within 5 shots after the opening round. Harman trying to save par here at 1.
A lot of times, too, whatever's leading after the first day, if there's any type of weather coming in, that's a pretty good score to be on after the 72nd hole, too.
A solid stroke there from Harman. I found him very impressive yesterday, especially on the greens. It felt like he just had everything figured out and good rhythm to everything. Solid and good player, Brian Harman. He'll get his nose in there, I'm sure.
Norton now, just off the fairway. So 271 here at the par 5.
Just have to miss those bunkers, try to get it up the center part of the green, and that's going to be left. Not a terrible place to be right there. He'll have plenty of room. He's a wonderful pitcher of the golf ball.
So it's an iron on the tee for Grillo at the 3rd. That out of bounds right. Guys, this was the play yesterday, too, in the practice round. So much talk about taking a driver and taking it over that corner, over the out of bounds, and this was the play.
Oh, definitely. In practice rounds, they come up with all sorts of ideas, and then they come back to it in the tournament.
Reality.
Golf.
Yeah, once you got to put your name on the scorecard at the end of the day, the strategies tend to change a little bit.
Molinari ready at 2.
Front right pin position, so this just got to go in left of the flag. You really don't want to be looking at the pin here. Well, that's an excellent shot. Is it going to hang on? Yeah, it will do. This should be all right. Stop.
It's hard to say anything until the ball actually stops.
How many
somewhere.
early calls are there?
Yes, exactly.
Whoops, it's not so good. Otegi at 7, the par 4.
Aim at that left fairway bunker. Try to let the wind take it down the center of the fairway, just like that. Pretty strong golf hole, this one.
2014, it was the toughest hole on the golf course.
Pin on the right side today, so that it's not much protecting that. Yesterday, that pin over those bunkers was really, really difficult.
Now, so what do you take away from Rory's round yesterday?
Well, I thought he got off to an awful start. I really did. The tee shots off the first.
So one of those in red figures, under par on day 1. Positive outlook for day 2.
Yeah, you see those flags on the top of the grandstand there at 18. Wind is freshening.
On the tee from the USA, Ben Griffin.
And he was born in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, went to the University of North Carolina, first year out on the PGA Tour. I think if I were a spectator here at 1, I would move off to the side, then get close for the second shots, if I'm on the left. That is a popular spot.
It has been a popular spot for all these players, most of them going left.
All right.
That seems to be the rally cry of the...
More calls of 4 here than any hole in the history of the Open.
On the tee from South Africa, Hockey Strydom.
2-time winner on the DP World Tour. And he'll finish first on the Order of Merit, the Sunshine Tour, to earn his spot in the Open.
Thomas is heading down the right-hand side towards those bunkers.
Will be a pitch sideways.
And maybe one of the main reasons we see so many tee shots left here at the opener.
Well, they'll head off. We go to the second with Brian Harman from the middle of the fairway.
See what kind of strategy he has here, Thomas. If he wants to maybe run one in, try to keep it short of the hole, or just fly it on the green, take your medicine like that. Well done.
Oh, that's an excellent shot.
Land it right on the front of the green and use that little slope. Great judgment of distance.
I mean, you watch him more than I do, but he seems to be a player with a lot of, like, there's a lot of good brain work behind the way he plays the game.
He's a fighter. I made the comparison a little bit earlier to like a Corey Pavin, just a fighter. He tries to play the right shots, but there's something inside them that just won't give up.
So we saw how far from this pin, whole location DJ was with that approach. Got the putter.
He's going to have to slam that pretty hard, and he did a good job. Right on line.
He's just not quite there, Dustin Johnson, at the moment, we feel like, but he can turn it around. Otaegi for birdie on 7. He should just swing a little bit off his right.
Solid par, though, at the tough 7th.
Well, he's doing the right thing. He's just making pars. That's what you want to do on these golf courses. Let birdies come to you.
Grillo closer, similar line. Way too much speed.
Powered that right through. Because it just went off in my hands.
Came for birdie at 4.
Nice look here for Tom Kim to get the 2 over, and well done.
Walking a little gingerly off the green here. The Gala, similar. Oh, well,
Clank.
You saw the other two with a similar shot. Yeah, you're going to make that. Guys are good.
That's the start that he wanted. Maybe battle back, get a few more, see where that ends up.
Work with this left.
Yeah, these are the ones. Just a little bit more breeze and they get tricky. And just got to be a bit more confident on them than that. Unlucky though, isn't it?
Wow.
A horseshoe.
Saw that for Rory yesterday. Grillo, this for par. Quite a bit left.
That one just hung right there.
Well, not long ago he went to bed leading the Open Championship, and all of a sudden he's 3 behind, and he's only played 3 holes.
So Harman at 4 under would join those at the top. And this is where he's taking advantage.
Yeah, he was amazing yesterday on the greens, I thought.
Kind of like that.
Never really in doubt either. He just looks over the ball. Like, you know that kind of feeling you have with players when they stand over the ball. Well, he's most likely going to hold it. And then you look at other players and you go, oh, he's got not much chance of holding this.
Yeah, they just elude I don't know what you say. They have a lot of confidence. They show it. Exude. Exude confidence. I'm a math guy. I'm not an English. I'm not a language guy.
You know what? He's making putts at the Open, and he shares the lead. That's the point. So Brian Harman under par and at 5 under. The other two at the top still to come here on day 2. 156 players in the field for this, the 151st edition. Well, you can see the golf ball. They've gotten a break here with the lie. We'll see.
This is a pretty bold move here with a hybrid out of this. Pretty much that's what you would expect a hybrid out of that tall rough. It would have to get snagged a little bit and go left.
The car cam. We got Keegan Bradley arriving after hitting some at the practice area.
Yeah, the range here at Higlight is off on the other side, off the road, so the players get in the van and go over there to hit their balls. It just takes a little bit longer, but the service they put on the RNA for it kind of makes it not that big a problem for the players.
Kind of a nice look. You're delivered by car right to the tee, right to that open, walk through the tunnel, start. So Dustin with the miss. I feel like he gave one away there.
Definitely. Putting the ball in the middle of the fairway and making bogeys, that's rough.
Let's try to avoid the bunkers right here at 8.
That's a nice job right there.
Yeah, he'll do that all day long. No wonder he won at Valderrama. You know, he's won at some very tight golf courses. He will love this championship.
The co-leader waiting on the tee at the 3rd. So Keegan Bradley has arrived. A few putts before he goes, about 10 minutes or so. That recent win in New England. A couple of wins this year on the PGA Tour. Good to see that game back.
Definitely. Wonderful driver of the golf ball. Has plenty of length. Hits a lot of fairways. And, you know, this part of the game, he's found something.
So not yet done for bogey. Okay, now he is. And a double and a bogey on the card. And just like that, Emiliano Grillo at 2 under, 3 back. Win at Colonial and a playoff earlier this season. The crowds were great yesterday. During the practice round, we had nearly 40,000 people out here, even more than that yesterday in the opening round. It doesn't matter the weather. They're going to come out. They're going to be here.
Well, this is a massive sports city, you know, obviously well known around the world for its football and 2 big teams here. But when it comes to golf, they all love their golf up here. There's some great golf courses, and they'll all come out. And their favorite son is leading this championship, so they'll come out in big, big numbers.
I'm going to do a little tour Monday, I think, over to Anfield. New Everton Stadium going up, right along the water, the docks. Grillo, tee at 4.
Really has to steady himself now after that rough start. Let's start right here. Put the tee shot in the fairway.
Roman Langascon 8 for birdie. Oh, what a pot. As a player, you'd like, really? How did that miss?
How did that miss? It was on the left side of the hole, a foot from the hole, and it missed on the right. How'd that miss?
Co-leader ready on the tee at 3.
like a little low chaser.
On the tee from Japan, Higlight.
Really nice. Right to the elbow. Right where you want it. Scott Tway, his caddy, brother of PGA champion Bob Tway, nicknamed Big Country.
It's a good nickname. Yeah. Fairway at 8, Woodland getting set. Think about yesterday, it got tougher, as we said, in the afternoon. The afternoon wave about a shot higher, the scoring average, than the morning wave. See that happening today? It's always tough. I'll say that with wind conditions, whatnot, but it's not easy right now.
No, it's not easy. And yesterday, the sun just was out all day, and it just kind of kept growing and growing, and the wind picked up, and the course got firmer and faster. Today, it might be a cloud cover all day, so I don't think the conditions are really going to change unless something comes in and the wind really picks up and we get some rain.
And I asked that question because of the forecast, but do you trust the forecast? That's the point.
Well, you probably can't really ever trust the forecast 100% up here, but I think that these guys have probably got it a little bit the tougher side of the draw. It's cool this morning, they're facing a little bit. It will warm up through the day, so that does make it a little bit easier. And if the wind doesn't increase, well, then these guys have definitely had the harder part of it.
Gary Woodland leaning like it's going left. It got over that bunker. It's good now.
The tougher aspect yesterday afternoon, judging those fairway bunkers and how much roll you were going to get, because that picked up throughout the afternoon.
No question, those fairways got firmer and faster, and that just makes these fairway bunkers just bigger. Instead of 3 or 4 yards around the bunker, it was 8 to 10 yards.
Yeah.
If it got close, it was going in the bunker.
Great chance here for Taggy.
See what type of shot he wants to hit in here, Thomas. Does he want to get it out there to the right and kind of hold it there, or take the pin on?
I think when the wind is like this, I always think you've got to play with the wind and not too much against it. I think you just hang it out there and let it come back in. That's an excellent shot there. That's a very inviting pin position, I think, with the wind off the right today.
Keep it here for Bjork. It is that judgment where it gets to a certain point, you can't really hold it up. You can't fight the wind, right? You
a lot
gotta
of
go
time,
with it.
yeah. There's too much downwind into it that you can't hold it again. So yeah, just let the wind drop the ball. Good looking golf swing.
I remember Bob Torrance said to me once, he said, Thomas, on links golf, the wind is your friend. Play with it, not against it.
Beautiful shot there from Alexander.
Grillo trying to turn things around.
See how aggressive he wants to be here.
Not very.
Not very. That was like one of those last minute, don't miss right.
Tom Kim to get it to 1 over. Yeah, it's picked up a couple.
Yeah, it looks like he's struggling a little bit with his walk at the moment. Limping a bit, Tom Kim.
This is for bogey for Noren. Trouble off the tee here at 6.
Yeah, the par 3.
It was the 4th toughest hole on the golf course yesterday. Tom Hoagie back on the tee.
Like he started way out to the right pin position. Uses that slope. Well done. I don't think you can get any closer than that today, can you?
Did I say it was a difficult hole?
Evidently.
fourth green here. Look at it, it's not very big, this green. It's got some big slopes from the front edge of the green, so this is a difficult pin position even with a wedge to get close to today. So a lot of shots into the middle of the green and take your putt from there 20-25 feet.
Interesting set of greens I feel here, Thomas. That some of them are big, round, and flat, and then you have some that are small with a lot of movement to it. So great variety of green sites here.
And then you have the 17th.
Then there's that, yes, the diabolical drivable par 4. Or the drivable 3.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to add drama to the finish. It's going to be memorable, one way or another. I think that part is true.
That part is true. That's right.
20-mile-per-hour wind. Harman setting up.
Start this just right of that TV tower with the number 3 on and drop it into the flag, and he's done that very, very well. That's an excellent shot. That's exactly what you're trying to do. You see a ball there close to the flag, you're not trying to do that. That's a fortunate shot. That's exactly what you're trying to do on this hole.
Yeah, that was a quality golf shot. Great strike, held it right there. Beautiful shot.
Otegi, this to get it to 5 under, share the lead. Said that a couple of times so far. He's had some chances. Meanwhile, Dustin Johnson bit of a struggle right now for DJ. So Brian Harman playing awfully well the first day and a couple of holes so far. Got a chance at the third with a birdie try coming up. Tommy Fleetwood and Christo Lamprecht, the amateur, at 5 under. And Wyndham Clark on that first page of the leaderboard. It's got to be different playing your first major championship as a major champion. Expectations much different. Matthew Jordan, great story. Grew up right here. Member since he was 7 years old. Royal Liverpool.
Yeah, isn't it just the nicest photos of him up and videos of him when he was a little kid around here. It was a big day for him yesterday. And Gary Woodland comes close. Not quite.
Yeah, it's got to be a great thrill for a Matthew Jordan, but also add some pressure, expectations. You want to play well. Now he's done that after one day. Maybe he can go play. Just focus and go play golf. We'll see.
Yeah, now you just don't need the expectations.
Yeah, they have built, no doubt. At 1 over the approach here at 1.
It's a tough opening green, this. It really is. It's very narrow. Both ball runs off on both sides, so good shot in there into the heart of the green.
Bjork for birdie at the 8th. It would be a good chance at the 8th here if you're in the fairway. Avoid those fairway bunkers or the fescue left and the gorse. Good putt on gas. This for birdie at the 9th. Harman, yet another chance for birdie.
He's been rolling it. He really rolled it so beautiful yesterday, and he continues today. And that's an excellent start. Back-to-back birdies, Brian Harman. 6 under par. He's leading the Open Championship.
So Keegan Bradley, the announcement has been made. Day 2 begins.
Or left!
I think they yelled 4 before the swing was completed that time.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
On the tee from Korea, Sung Jae-in.
25-year-old's got a couple of wins on the PGA Tour, the Korean PGA Tour, and the Korn Ferry Tour. Has played all around the world. There he is at the World's Open.
Extension of golf swing there through. Not seen many be on short stuff. That just trickles into the first cup.
On the tee from Chile, Joaquin Niemann.
24-year-old from Chile, who we saw at LA Country Club at the U.S. Open, a share of 32nd there. 4th time here.
He's an extremely talented young man, this one. A lot of people have him down for greatness in the game. Not a great start yesterday, +7. That's what the Open does to you sometimes.
Up to the 5th, Ryder Cup captain Zach Johnson for birdie.
Well, that's the Zach Johnson we know and love.
And you know it well. He's going to have some decisions to make coming up.
There's some big things ahead of him. Both for him and Luke Donald. The next few months will happen very quickly, and they'll come at them fast. But you know, they got a lot of talented and good players to make up their teams from.
Grillo. Performance at this, a major championship, the Open, really come into play with those decisions.
Oh, definitely. You know, there's probably no higher pressure in golf than a Ryder Cup in the way you feel when you're standing on those tees. So to be able to do it in major championships under pressure is something that captains will always look at. Have you got the ability to handle the highest pressure in golf? Then you can put them on the first tee on Friday morning at a Ryder
Cup. Good shot right to the edge. Because in that setting, you're not. It's an individual sport, but it's not there.
No, it's not. And you know, guys that you watch through your career that are great and they handle pressure extremely well, even those guys you see at the Ryder Cup looking completely different. They got different eyes, they got different feeling. Wonderful putt there from Nakajima on the first. I don't see many birdies there. So yeah, it's a thing that the captains will always look at, the ability to handle the extremest form of pressure which comes in major championships on Sunday.
Sole possession of the lead at the 151st Open, Brian Harman.
Well, he finds another fairway straight down the middle. He's playing some lovely golf and he's in the lead. And this is how he started. This was on the second for birdie. Never in doubt. He went on to the tough third hole. 2 lovely shots into here. And another one finds the heart of the hole.
He's had a game plan coming in, executing it. He's played well lately, making putts, all of that, adding up to 6 under early going here in the second round of the Open. So the wind, reaching 20 miles per hour early on day 2, has not bothered Brian Harman a bit. Second here at the first.
Yeah, it's played extremely tough this hole. Today you see that it's what 2 or 3 iron here for Siwoo Kim into this narrow green. Just a little left bounce there, and off it goes.
Thinking about what we're talking about, Brian Harman, and how his approach, and it fits his game. He's playing his game, but as a player at a place where the Open's been held 13 times now, but you go back and watch maybe some of the footage from 2014 or 2006 when Tiger won it here, and try to learn some of the aspects of this golf course?
Well, you can disregard 2006 because that golf course was as brown as anything I've ever seen, and you know, it was played completely different. 2014, I mean, it was a lot softer than it is right now, but that might come in on the weekend. The golf course might get softer with the weather that's coming in, so you could learn a lot of things from that, but I still think the back end of the golf course has changed quite a bit, and that's where it really comes down to on the weekend, those last 4 or 5 holes.
New hole 17. 10's now a par 4. It was a par 5. Hang on. It was visible, and then it wasn't.
You see the flags there on top of the hospitality units. It's picking up out there, that's for sure. It's going to ask some questions of these guys. That's the grandstand on the 18th there on the right, and that hole is played straight into the wind today. Good luck.
Been laughing a bit about how many tee shots have gone left here, but it actually is not a bad play, because the spectator area and those gates, though, the stands, you get relief.
Yeah, and you got a kind of nice angle in to the green as well from the left-hand side. From right, it's really problematic to get anywhere with that front right-hand bunker.
I need to know the rules so I can.
Okay, I would say you ground your club when it moves.
Okay, so as long as I don't ground my club.
Well, it's not ground your club. If you cause it to move now, will it be a penalty? If you cause it to move?
Yeah, I'm saying, but if I don't ground my club, then I'm not going to cause it to move. Okay. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as long as I don't ground my club.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Scotty, I'm going to need you to move that bag in case that moves.
They played. Down.
Thank you.
Yeah. 52. Yeah, everybody's hit.
Say it again, Scotty.
I think the ball was moving a little bit after the drop. It wasn't coming to rest, and then ended up dropping a couple of times to find the place where it will come to rest. Now, Keegan Bradley's question is, what if the ball moves after the ball is at rest, and It was a question of whether or not the player caused the ball to move. If it was the player, yes, that would be a one-shot penalty. The ball would be replaced. If it's not the player, then the ball would just be played as it lies.
Take a little off of it.
Great, thank you.
I feel like there's some right to left in it.
So he will now, he'll play this like he's in a fairway trap normally. So you just hover the club behind the ball, so he's making sure that he's not causing this ball to move at all.
What's the cover on that left bunker?
I don't think that's an issue.
No, I mean, I'm talking about a 6.
Oh. It's 57. Just right at those right flags in between the 1 and the pin. Quiet, please.
So you see that club never touched the ground when he put it down. So he just made sure he hovered the club. So then there was never a question if it was him, if the ball moved, there still wouldn't be a problem. It's an excellent shot from there, just a little bit long, but an excellent shot straight down the flag.
Well done, well described. So that tee shot, now the second. Great touch. Really well done.
Spanish hands.
Exactly. See how delicate this is now for Grillo.
This is pretty straightforward. This is actually almost helping him being on that downslope, because he's got to get up the slope here. And that's a pretty poor effort from where he was.
So the announcement's been made. Victor Hovland set to go at 1.
Yeah, another guy that put on an impressive fight yesterday. He got off to a poor start, but he fought it back to under par. You'd think he could go close this week.
Excellent start.
On the tee from the USA, Tony Finau.
His initial win, then it took a while, and then he just has kept winning. Last month or so, trying to get back to the form that he had earlier. 7th appearance here at the Open. I believe everybody's okay there.
On the tee from the USA, Justin Thomas.
Great player, one of the biggest names right now. As I mentioned, he's searching, trying to find the game that took him to the top. 2-time major champ.
So one of the things I think when you're in this situation, as Justin Thomas is finding himself in now for the first time, is that your mind is thinking like the world's best player, but your golf is not backing it up. So that's the constant battle you have between mind and ability. And you've got to get back to doing the simple things, the things that you know well, just do them, and one day at a time. And this is the first day of his life. It starts now. It doesn't start in a week. It doesn't start in a month. It starts right now today.
Putter from off the green at 1. So that left for par. And Rory McIlroy arriving for his tee time here on day 2. Fought his way around that back 9 yesterday. John Rahm, surprising his opening round and where he finds himself as Keegan Bradley plays his 3rd here at the opener.
I am a little bit, but I didn't think there was nothing in his golf yesterday that that said that he was going to play a lot better than the score actually showed. I didn't think it just doesn't look like he's on top of his game at the moment. He's searching a little bit. It's just not coming together. And then these golf courses, when you're not on top of your game, these golf courses become extremely difficult to deal with.
Another chance for Brian Harman. He's already at 6 under. Would not wager against him making that putt. All right, back to the first. And left with this for par as we welcome in Kurt Byram to the broadcast now. Kurt, how are you?
Good morning, fellas. Doing great. Thomas, good to see you.
It's always a pleasure, Kurt.
Why did he smirk when he said that?
I don't know. I get that a lot.
All right, so a drop shot at the first. Been a difficult start. This stretch. Opening hole, certainly the third with the out of bounds. You don't want to bring that into play. Take that out as much as possible. Up to the tee at the 10th. Otegi.
And another one heads down the middle of the fairway. It's just such a good driver of the golf ball. Heading to the far end of the golf course here now before he turns for home.
Keegan left with this par at 1.
It's an area of his game that's gotten a lot better here in the last couple of years. You know, that whole transition from an anchored putter years ago to this, and obviously to win twice this season, it had to be pretty good.
Yeah, he's talked about it. It took him a while, that transition. Rory on his way to that first tee. Think about what that win last week, winning the Scottish Open, did for him. It wasn't easy down the stretch. The wind was blowing 35 miles an hour last week in that final round.
Yeah, he sometimes gets questioned a little bit about his ability to play in strong winds, and because he hits the ball as high as he does. I think that for him was a win where he was like, if you think I can't play in wind, well, I showed you I can.
Yeah.
I think the other part of that was he didn't play well on the first 9 holes on Sunday, but then came back with that wind blowing as hard as it was on the back 9 and shot, 3 or 4 under on the back.
Didn't really make a lot of putts the first 3 days either, and then makes the putts at 17 and 18, 2 really tough holes. Close it out. Byram, you'd be worn out walking to the first tee here the way you got to go.
This would be a workout. That'd be all I need for the day, that's for sure.
Should be a bench halfway for you and me where we could just sit and have a chat.
That's right. They should have what they call them buggies over here. They should have a buggy for Thomas and I to get there.
And now listen.
Good morning. Good to see you.
That's how they welcome you everywhere, right? The market, anywhere you go in town.
Well, it's a bit of the Rory show, and John Rahm actually complained a little bit about that, I feel, after his round yesterday. And I was fortunate to play a lot of golf with Tiger Woods, and, you know, you just got to deal with it. That's, you know, it's there, and you got to deal with it. If you complain about it, it's going to be in your head.
Hey, no complaining here. How about the way this man's putting?
That's the strength of his game, Harman. He's a bulldog, and he putts great.
Finau down the left-hand side there. Look at that. He's almost as good as being on the fairway.
Speaking of a buggy, little noise. Tony now ready?
You guys have been in here for a while now, but this first hole is a beast right now. Back into this breeze.
Yeah, it's played really tough. Long irons in here. And that's why most of them go down the left, because the green kind of sets at you from the left-hand side. So you're actually going straight up the middle of the green from that left-hand side. When you go down the right, you really have no shot into this hole today. So you want to be down the left, but it's, you know, you got to be a bit lucky with the lie, or you need to be here. This is a nice place to be.
He got it down there too, didn't he? 186 to the hole.
Well, if John Daly was wearing colours, he would be Papa Smurf.
He had to go for a new pullover today or yesterday. The Seagull got him.
Yeah. Has anyone played that as well?
There's an intent there today, that's for sure. That's two beautiful shots on the first from Victor Hovland.
Okay. Big improvement in his game there, too, with the putter this season. And he's always been good tee to green, but the putter's been the difference. That's why he won at Colonial.
A double and a bogey on the card, but gets one back there. So with the lead at 7 under, and Brian Harman through 4 holes. Red hot today so far to start. This next game just about set to go.
Hey, Rory. Yes. Play well, boys. Hello, guys.
This is game number 19. On the tee from Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy.
Thomas, you talked about the fight yesterday. See if he can be sharp from the start today.
Yeah, I thought this club was not as good as it normally is for him yesterday. That's the way we recognize him. Down the mid, long and down the middle of the fairway.
On the tee from Spain, John Rahm.
So playing along with Rory McIlroy then, and the reception he gets, do you use that on day 2?
He doesn't need a lot of motivation day to day. But I will say this, I thought he handled his frustrations pretty well yesterday. He can get really fiery. I know he was really disappointed in the way he finished and the way he played overall, but he doesn't need a lot of motivation.
Now, John understands the game very well, and he takes a lot of the history in, and he has a big love for his home country and what position they have in the game of golf. He wants this championship more than most.
On the tee from England, Justin Rose.
Kind of a brutal start to his round yesterday. Remember, he drove it in the fairway bunker here at 1. He drove it in the fairway bunkers again at 2. And it's just tough to have to get down there and have to pitch out sideways on the first couple holes. So let's see if he can get off to a better start with this driver.
His Heading left a little bit from Rose. Looked like a decent lie. Never easy to hit a drive when those two have hit drives like they just did there. It just puts a little bit of extra pressure on it all. It's easy to feel inadequate around those two.
Tony Finau just off the green at the first.
Pitched in at the 13th yesterday from just off the green. Short game's been pretty good so far.
Well, this is the furthest away from the clubhouse on the golf course, the 10th green. Adrian Otegi coming in here. He's played a great front nine. He really has. Just simple golf all the way. Keep hitting fairways and greens. That's what you want to do.
Good chance for Hovland to get off to a great start. Birdie at 1. Right in the middle. Just, you cannot play that hole any better than that. Drove it in the fairway, great iron shot, hole high.
Hoagie?
Tom Hoagie, yeah. He's from North Dakota. Oh, well, how about that at the 7th? I was going to say he's from North Dakota, Thomas. I'm from South Dakota originally, so much warmer in South Dakota.
Sounds it.
We get 1 foot less of snow in the wintertime.
That matters as well. Let me tell you. Back-to-back birdies for Tom Hoagie at 6 and 7. He's in the red. Down to 5, Harmon. Leader by 2.
Oh, he's playing some golf at the moment. He's feeling it. He's feeling the love from the game. These are the best moments of your life.
Especially when you're in the heart of the fairway. What a place to be. He said his first ever shots in the Open came here in 2014. Brian Harmon leads the way by 2 in the 151st edition. What a start it has been, with 3 consecutive birdies from 2 to 4. And a chance ahead for another down the 5th. The first par 5 on the golf course. Hovland's out there already. And is 1 under par already today. He's inside the top 15. Step in the wrong direction, but just the one for Bjork, who's 1 over the card. And just look at the views, look at the crowds. There was an incredibly long line trying to get in here. We showed footage of it earlier on in the coverage. I think it went all the way back to Liverpool, which is a good 30 minutes away. How much they've embraced this championship, Kurt.
Love the crowds over here. They never fail to show up. It's tremendous.
It's a 6 iron if it's hot, and it's a 5 iron if it's not hot. I think it's a 3/4 5.
And Oberholzer has moved out to this group.
Good afternoon. It is starting to blow a little bit more here. That is for sure. And Justin Rose has drawn a very good lie over in this left rough. Good angle to this back left hole location. Should be able to control this. 140 to the front. Probably doesn't need to pitch it on more than, I'd say, 10. Use the wind as a backstop.
Just going for the 3/4 5 iron, and then it's easy with the 3/4 ones for the club head to turn over in the rough. Just does a little bit. Tricky one coming up there.
flags together right at that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Wind just quartering off the right, 176 yards for Rahm. If he wants to, he can go ahead and kind of hit a little cut and hold it up against this wind. I don't think it's hard enough to where he has to use the wind.
Choking down on something. Try to flight this down a little bit.
This is flighted up the right-hand side, trying to draw and move on the wind, but not moving as much as I think he wants it to.
And it just catches the edge of the green there, that's fine.
Now 172 for Rory, and he can use the wind. And obviously, we know he loves to draw the ball. He can put it up into that wind, flight it just a little bit, and then have his natural shot shape fall right on the flag. It's a flighted 6-iron on the way.
Well, the intentions are clear on day 2 from Rory McIlroy. Rough start for Griot for this round. This is for birdie on the 6th. They had a nice birdie there on 5 after a double bogey and a bogey on 2 and 3. Good roll.
Quickly over to Minwoo Lee's birdie chance. Trying to pick one up before the turn. Does so. So much charisma. Nice putting stroke as well. So he's back in the red for the day.
Colin Morikawa.
Had a little bit of everything in that round of 73 yesterday, didn't he?
It's interesting to me, you know, he understands his game, where McIlroy and Rahm both hit driver because they knew they could carry those bunkers down there. He can't get over those bunkers with driver, so he's using 3-wood to stay out of them.
Bogey birdie, double birdie. There's the first 4 holes. Headed left.
He's going to get lucky. Going to be down there where all those people have been trampling the grass down.
On the tee from the USA, Max Homa.
Said yesterday was as good as he ever remembers hitting it in a major. Thinks he's been gripping the wheel a little bit too tight. Seems to free up a little in regular events. He's trying to channel that. He's working it all out, Kurt.
Yeah, I think his best finish in a major was last year at the PGA. He was tied for 17th. So with his kind of game, Thomas, it's a little bit of a surprise. And I think Allison hit the nail on the head, just putting so much pressure on himself.
You just got to, in major championships, you have to learn to find your way with them. And they are only regular golf tournaments. You know, you don't have to do anything different. The opposite courses are tougher, but don't do
On the
anything
tee
different.
from England, Tyrrell Hatton.
Popular character, entertaining one as well. Said he struggled yesterday to try and work his swing out. Was hoping after a good sleep the Tyrrell he knows would reappear. Did well to shoot level par in the end in spite of that.
You know, thought he looked good early on, and then all of a sudden he just kind of lost his way in the middle of the round. This is a great start. Excellent drive from Tyrrell Hatton.
And just some gentle slopes here for John, as it's, well, I'd say a good 30, 35 feet, maybe even 40 feet to this hole. Speed, everything on these.
my word. Had some pace on it. Still thought not to drop. Popped its way around.
Might have to repair the backside of that hole.
And Brian Harman. And a 3 wood here for his second on 5. Pull for him. Push, push, pull.
Hard to get your left.
I got my left-handed mixed up here.
This is it. It's all a little backwards. Help us out, Aaron, for the putt ahead of Rory McIlroy.
There's not a lot there, I don't think. But this is, I mean, the way the first 3 holes have been playing this week, over the first 2 days, if he could get off to a great start, this would be huge for the confidence going forward, especially on what proves to be a potentially tough weather day today.
Boom, McIlroy's in the red.
That stroke looked great right there. Very positive. Get that big crowd fired up too. Get that, start to ride that momentum.
Comes in with good momentum as well. Winner of the Genesis Scottish Open last week.
10th green, Otegi. Going along nicely. Oh, he's really had a go at this. It'll be a tricky one coming back. Tony Finau on 2. Tough pin position here on the front right hand side, so you're really going away from it, going at the TV tower. Yeah, if you go at it, that's likely what you're going to do.
Tom Kim for birdie at the 8th. Playing a little bit better here recently, and he's got it going today. Playing some good golf out here early on Friday.
4 birdies in the last 5 holes. Bogey free today. He's into the red. Over to Brian Harman.
That back in the stance here, going to try to drive it in a little bit, going back into the breeze. Oh.
Great strike on it. I think the pitch is just there's a little an upslope there. He puts it a fraction too long, so it's obviously going at pace. And that's quite unlucky that it didn't go in. But he's about to take a 3-shot lead.
To keep the par run going for Adrian Otegi.
Good save right there. One of the things that Tiger Woods always talks about in these major championships, especially the Open, is to avoid 3-putting. One of his big things. Plot your way around, keep it out of the fairway bunkers, and avoid 3-putting.
Driver for Rory McIlroy at 2. We'll find out. Bunker's about 340 to get past.
Go up to the green where we find Victor Hovland for birdie. Birdie the first. Good chance here as well. Just a little bit slow on the stroke there.
Rahm also with the driver here at the second. His go-to shape would be left to right. He's certainly capable of going right to left. Here with that wind down off the left, he's going to just try to ride the breeze.
Oh, yeah. He just sets up so open in his feet, and then he just opens up that body and slides the ball. Just runs out of fairway, though.
Out in the far corner of the golf course, Adrian Otegi at the 11th tee.
That's another part I find really interesting. You know, like the 11th hole is a perfect example. A lot of players hit something other than driver off of there. It's not a long par 4, but then a lot of the other players believe that they'll take their chances, get it as close to the green as they can. There's no fairway bunker down there, so they'll deal with the rough if they get in there.
Fair to say that this golf course has seen some interpretations when you think about the last two editions here. The way Tiger did it. Then McIlroy. John Cook is out with the 3-ball of Homer, Hatton and Morikawa.
Nice to be with you all. Good to be out here. Next Homer. Beautiful tee shot. Right side of the fairway. 213 yards. Back hole location straight into the wind. He'd be doing well to get about middle of the green. Easy to miss it left. And that'll be a short side miss over there in the left rough there for Max.
It's been popular in terms of the amount of balls over there, less popular with the results from the left side. Up to 9. Noren for his par. Every birdie he's made today, he's bogeyed the next. That puts him at 1 over through the turn. Back to Hatton.
Beautiful tee shot there for Terrell Hatton, and trying to flight it down from 185. Good looking shot. Will it stay? Tried to, but that was a better shot than the result.
This is one of the greens that have changed, have shifted it much further left. They've increased the roll-offs on either sides over the years.
A small target there at 1.
Long and narrow. Up to Grillo at 7.
And he slides by. He's settling down nicely after a poor start. Grillo, though. Just got to keep it together and hope a couple of birdies shows up.
In the past, Thomas, he's not shown a lot of patience with himself. So the fact that he's hung in there so far today is a good sign.
Man of your heart, Thomas. Second shot on the way for Otegi. Just the 132 left in.
Yeah, that was a poor one there. He just got caught a bit on the upslope, and it's a tricky shot sometimes in the windy conditions. You can't really control your flight.
Well, we've seen some big moves already. None bigger than that of Brian Harman, who did tap in for his birdie, didn't he, at the 5th. 4 in a row. He leads by 3 here at Royal Liverpool. So why don't we go there now? He's made his way out to the 6th tee. First par 3 on the golf course.
Downwind again today. Second day in a row that the 6th is playing downwind. Front right hole location there. A little bit more of a cross breeze today, so a little bit different wind. Boy, he's on fire right now, though. 4 straight birdies. For quite a while yesterday, the 6th hole was the toughest hole on the golf course.
Well, it won't be much easier today, that's for sure. But he's unfazed by anything right now, Brian Harman.
Yeah, thanks.
Just playing some lovely stuff.
To the third, Hovland. Iron.
A driving iron. Just trying to get the ball in the fairway here and then go from there. OB down that right side all the way through past the green.
They're quite the feature, aren't they? The out of bounds on 3 as well, over the other side of the race course on 18. How close they come. The little cops that are built into it. The mounding. These are the ball placements where they ended up. Down the second. Similar spots for McIlroy and Rahm, both in that left rough.
356, Kurt's just like you.
Now Justin Rose, this is going to be his third. He put it right up against the lip on this in this left-hand pot bunker, and then just had to pitch out sideways, guys. So this will be his third. Good angle on the left-hand side of this fairway, this front right hole location. The sun's starting to pop out a little bit. Wind is about the same as it has been all morning. I'd say about 10 to 15. It should be, this should almost play straight downwind, so something towards the front of the green, one hop and stop.
Downwind, you're going to have to land it very front edge if you're going to come in at that hole location.
Yeah, very much pitched it too far there. Otegi on 11, choosing to go with the putter even though he has a lot of green to work with. I have to say I was surprised by the choice of club there.
I agree. Rahm on the way at the second. Surprised that didn't bounce up a little bit more coming from the rough with no real spin on the ball.
I dare say he might share that opinion with you, Kurt.
Now, Rahm just put it too far up in the air. He didn't play it low enough for it to run, Kurt. Now let's see if Rory changes tact here. Great angle, but definitely got to play it to run. No, he put that one in the air as well. Needs a bounce.
Two similar results from a similar spot for Rahm and McIlroy. Works its way back down toward the front of the green.
Well, this is tough for Max Homa. He's going to really bump and run this and try and get it landing just on the fairway and roll it up over there. It's always going to have a chance of going at pace. That's a good shot. That's actually a good shot. Not meaning to sound surprised.
But you're always respectful, Thomas. Bjork's pulled a putter again, as he often does, from around the greens.
Should have learned something from Otegi, but he didn't.
Maybe next time. Get a little teach on the one coming back.
Hatton from over the green. It should be fairly fast when it gets on the green, this. Ah, he's had a nice putt there. Yes. Oh. Good effort from Hatton.
Over to 6 with our leader. Putting this week's just been such a source of confidence. The last little while, should be said, for Brian Harman, Kurt.
It's I mentioned earlier, it's really the strength of his game. He's become a better ball striker the last few years, but this has always been the strength of his game. I really like the play here as well. Trying to take on that front right hole location with a right to left wind is a really tough ask. So I think smart play on his behalf there. Just you're looking to make 3 and move on to the next hole, and I think that tee shot showed that.